Hi everyone, welcome to Whose Turn Is It Anyway? It's me, James, aka Davey, because that's pretty much what everyone calls me, hosting again, as in first player, and I'm here with JP.
Hello.
Becky.
Hi.
And I would say better half, but we all know it's a lie. Kerley.
Harsh. Not fair.
I love you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
At least someone does.
Yeah. I'm not saying I don't love you, but you know, it's one of those.
Just like Becky Moore.
No, I had to.
Oh, we all like Becky. We all like Becky Moore.
Careful how you respond to that one.
Yeah, we all like Becky Moore, mate.
Yeah, I'm already digging a hole. Right. So, we're back today, and we've got a brief little kind of section where we're going to talk about the things that we did last weekend. We recently had a convention, Eggersford. Meeples Corner hosted it, along with the Fox and Hound Hotel. It was called Devon Board Game Weekend, and yeah, we had loads of fun. Yeah, it was just absolutely manic, wasn't it?
Yeah, on occasion, Davey.
Yeah. There is the rum rush scandal that happened where board games and booze do not mix.
We'll get to that,
But we will get to that. I'll tantalise you with just a little snippet now, but yeah. Don't have any kind of fluids on a table with a board game on it.
Ever.
Yeah, when
Ever.
you articulate with your body like me.
Gesticulate. I don't know what you were doing.
True.
No.
When I gesticulate with my body like me, yeah.
No, I think the venue, like I said, was in this kind of country hotel out in the middle of Devon, literally away from everywhere, right? All the country lanes were leading to this place, and it's a lovely, quaint place. And it's one of those things where you kind of have a preconception of what you think the place and the event's going to be like, right? And then when you go and it's like, oh, it's just really lovely and really kind of intimate is probably the word I would say. And everyone was friendly as hell.
Yeah, the Fox and Hound Hotel was super friendly. Super friendly. Really welcoming.
Yeah.
And the food was delicious that I had, and
I had
great time.
lots of food. Too much food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a really, really lovely ambience. Really welcoming to dog owners, which is really nice. I could imagine if you went and stayed there for like a weekend or something, you could have loads of amazing walks out in the country, and really, really lovely.
Yeah, they put a lot of effort in as well.
Yeah.
They did a little 3-course meal for us, which unfortunately
5-course meal.
5-course meal. Was it?
Yeah, we had a moose boosh day.
We had a moose boosh,
yeah.
And then a quiz that Billy had made for everyone, which was good fun. And they proceeded to give the winners, because we were winning in the quiz for somehow.
Yeah.
I think Matt Prowse and our guests, had a lot to do with that. But they just started plying us with a lot of alcohol because we were winning, and then it just slowly got sillier and sillier.
I just said I wasn't going to drink. It was like I'm trying to keep off the booze, you know, trying to be good.
Go?
Well, we won a quiz.
Yeah.
So
and the prize was
it was like, here's some wine for you. You won round one. Oh no, we didn't win round. We got second place in round one. Round two, we won. Got a bottle of wine, and then we just proceeded to win a few more, and just got bottles of prosecco and just
another bottle of wine.
And then that was it. Game
and
over then.
And then we were just all quite tiddled then, and we thought, drinks, and Dune. That sounds like an amazing idea.
Yeah.
So we sat down, started playing Dune Imperium. We were all quite drunk, so we were probably quite rowdy as well while playing.
It wasn't quite about.
I mean, rowdy for a board game group is not rowdy.
We were loud. But then we were the only ones, and I think the owners on
eventually we were the only ones. Yeah, I don't know where.
You cleared them all out.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It was like 1 a.m, so everyone went to bed.
Yeah, probably.
We were carrying on.
Yeah. And next thing you know, the drinks started off on a different table, and then they slowly got closer and closer to the actual table. Then we're on the table, and I can't remember what happened.
All over
a card.
the table.
I was like, play the card, and then knocked the drink over and.
He killed the Imperium row.
Yeah.
The Imperium row got absolutely decimated.
I just looked at JP and said, he wins, and I've got him a replacement game.
This is my copy of Dune Imperium, which doesn't take well to rum.
So, we're calling it the rum rush scandal. So, yeah.
And for anyone who doesn't know, JP is incredibly careful and meticulous with his games.
I am, but then I was equally as pissed. So I think it was a tipping point where I could have easily done that, or Tambo could have easily done it, or Rob. And it could have been any one of us, in all fairness. So we were dancing with the devil that night. And it was just a case of who, what was going to happen. But the trouble is, when I've had a few pints, my give a shit-o-meter goes quite low. And I'm
that's probably for the best, to be honest.
Yeah, I think if I was there sober and Davey was drunk and then he tipped stuff all over him, I probably would have been a bit more.
Yeah, that's understandable as well.
But I was equally probably as cut as he was.
Yeah. Shame you didn't douse Rummy Cup, to be honest. Play that.
No, but that would have been fine.
Plastic tiles.
That's the joy with Rummy Cup. It's waterproof.
Yeah. Maybe give on Mars a go next time.
I was just going to say, you could easily just suck those tiles clean, couldn't you? And it'd be fine. But maybe
Becky would.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, and then the rest of the weekend I got to play some real amazing games. I mean, we finally got Gaia Project to the table, which was nice.
I really enjoyed that.
Standard thing of, how do we play this again? And then when we get in halfway through, we're like, this is amazing. We should play this more.
Yeah.
And
we've got an extract coming that I thoroughly enjoyed. I nearly wet myself.
I'm going to save it for later because it's got to come up. But
and I also played Ottawa.
Yeah, really good.
New one.
I really enjoyed that.
It was really good. Wasn't
it? How did you get on with it?
Yeah,
Becky?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So much so I would buy it.
Yeah,
I would buy it.
It's a cute game, isn't it?
It
That's
is a
the word
cute game. I think like most of Uwe's games, it's very kind of obvious when you're in the game.
Yes.
At the start, you're just looking at all this stuff, thinking, what is even happening here?
Well, I've got trees and fruit
and bats and there's little villages and what?
And you're sending the bats off, and the bats come back, and then you get a tree, and then
So there's a lot of pieces to it, but I wouldn't let that put me off. Well, I didn't let it put me off. Normally, it would have done. If I'd have watched a how-to video first, I think I would have checked out.
Yeah. Similar
to how I did with Civilization: A New Dawn, a few days before the convention.
Tapped out, didn't you?
I watched started to watch the how to play video. I was like, no, this is not for me, and instantly tapped out, saying no, I'm just not going to enjoy it. So why waste the whole of my evening doing something that I'm not going to enjoy? I didn't.
I have realised this with some games though. Is sometimes you can put yourself off beforehand.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's better to just go in there, play it, and then once you're done, as long as someone else knows the rules, it's okay because they can teach you.
Yeah.
And that's a lot easier.
So what you're
it's
saying,
an easier way to learn the game.
So what you're saying, as long as someone else puts in the effort to learn the game, it's better for you.
No, but then these are usually
that's what I'm hearing.
These are usually games that you haven't bought or wanted to play yourself that you're playing, isn't
I'm
it?
only teasing you.
No, I'm just.
So I
You've
think
got to make this sure,
You've taught me plenty of games. Stop giving me a reasonable response. It is not what I'm after.
I think because none of us had actually learnt how to play the game, it was fresh to all of us. Thanks goes out to Joel from Devon Dice.
Yeah, Devon Dice podcast.
Him and his wife were there at the event as well, so we played with her, which was really great to meet new people. And he kind of gave us a very, very quick overview, which really helped actually, didn't it?
Yeah.
And we all enjoyed the game. It was really good. I came second.
Yay!
Well done, dear.
I think when I had my nose in the rule book and I was obviously explaining, everyone's kind of morale around the table started to dip a little bit. It was like, put the bat there and then take this, and then you put that there and you put this there, and then this happens. And it was just like, what? And then, Claire obviously is a board gamer, but not obviously as into it as much as Joel. But
no one's as into it as much as Joel.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but then, I mean, I think Claire enjoyed it in the end.
Yeah, I think
you
she
enjoyed.
did.
I think everyone on the table
it
really enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, I got a game of it on the Sunday, which arguably was probably the worst day to play it after the rum scandal the night before. But
and the hangover scandal. Possibly.
Yeah, to be fair, I was quite peachy.
I was okay.
Probably
as well.
better than you were Saturday morning, right?
I was better than Rob.
Yeah. Rob
was in a rough way.
Hanging out.
He was hanging out.
Rob, he decided to drink beers all night because he said he'll feel better afterwards, and then Rob looked like he was dying. Yeah, I know. We were all laughing about it a little bit, and someone came to his rescue, bless him, and said, "No, he looks quite green."
Yeah.
But
to be fair, Tambo was still feeling the effects Monday evening.
Yes,
so, he couldn't have been that much better.
I got a message off of him saying, "Are you really ill?" Because he obviously thought maybe it's the food, maybe it's something else.
It's never the food.
I know. I was like,
it's the Jack Daniels,
mate.
He said Monday night self-inflicted.
It's the Jack Daniels tea.
He was hoping there was an excuse, and I was like, "No, I'm fine, mate." And he was like, "Oh no, then it's definitely the booze."
But no, I enjoyed my play of Ottawa. It was good fun. I think it's the only game we played on the Sunday. In the end, the time we got up and breakfast and
felt alive.
We just managed to bust that out, and it was good fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely when we go next time, we'll definitely choose to stay at the hotel. I think just because in miles, it isn't actually very far. But in time to get there, it was a lot longer than we were expecting.
Windy.
Yeah.
And I get travel sick anyway. I was actually starting to feel pretty sick with those windy roads.
Yeah.
Like when I was driving, even I know with you, I was feeling a little bit queasy, but my God,
That's because I was handbrake turns. That's
Well, I know.
So board games, gotta get there fast.
But the hotel was really beautiful. I actually felt quite disappointed that we weren't staying. Every single member of staff was so friendly and lovely. And I think speaking to the owner guy, Matt, he was like, we didn't really know what to expect because we don't normally host board game conventions. And he said he thinks that the staff might be kind of angling to be on shift next year when we, if it happens again.
It was just brilliant.
Because
Couldn't fault them at all.
Yeah, it was just great.
And like I say, Matt was so accommodating. He even kind of dabbled in a few games himself, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And it was just like you just felt like you were just well looked after.
Yeah.
You had a request. Nothing was too much trouble for him at all.
No.
It was really
very nice.
Yeah.
I think the thing that was good, but also what I think the reason why I didn't end up staying is because actually they charge you for everything in the one price.
Yes.
And I looked at that price and went, that's an awful lot for 2 nights. But actually, when you add it all up, it is good value.
Yeah.
But I think
The meals.
the meal, I think the breakfast was included.
Breakfast,
and,
full fry up.
all right, you don't get your drinks, but apart from that, it was all included within the price. And I think it actually worked out as quite good value. But when you looked at that overall price, you'd have spent easily that much on a much cheaper room and then having breakfast and dinners as well. But it just hit that much harder in one go,
Yeah. No, I understand that.
I think if we go next time, we'll definitely stay.
Yeah.
I think it's either worth staying or not going for me.
What about you then, Kerley? What games did you particularly enjoy playing?
Okay, so I didn't really play very many new games. The only new game that I played was Cubitos.
Oh,
Yeah,
forgot
that
we
was
played
good fun.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it actually. I'm probably going to buy that, and it was a massive surprise to me.
Yeah.
Real simple, real light, but really good fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was
So
good.
I'll probably get that just for a little bit of a party game when we get friends come round who aren't big gamers, maybe just have a bit of a game of that and get fun all round. But like I say, for anyone who's got quacks, it's not the same game. It doesn't play the same, but it's got the same feel about it. You know.
But then it's quicker, which is the only criticism of Quacks I find.
Well, I would agree with you, but how quick was our game that we had at Bristol?
Yeah, we played
Hour and a half.
But this is playing with, usually when you're cracking Quacks out, you're playing with people who don't necessarily play board games. So that's when it starts to take a little bit of time, which isn't a bad thing. You're sitting around socialising, but sometimes you can start losing track of it towards the end. Whereas Cubitos seems like it was.
It is a bit quicker.
Yeah,
probably a little bit more accessible, I would say.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, really good game. Really impressed with that. Other than that, I would say a more serious game. I mean, I still loved Hoplo, but I rolled so badly in it.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, especially at the start. I picked up towards the end, but no. Definite highlight for me was playing Civilization New Dawn. Yeah, I loved that. So much better than the first game. I enjoyed the first game, but because we were learning it all around the table, rulebook was out the whole time. The setup took ages. It just wasn't as good a feeling. Whereas this one, although I did get a rule quite wrong quite badly to begin with, we corrected it partway through, and it was kind of a learning game. It just flowed really nicely, really good fun. And actually,
So you prefer it to the other one?
maybe.
Oh no!
Maybe. I'm leaning that way. It's just a lot quicker. It's a lot quicker. Yeah. The setup is better.
The other one's more of like a day event, but we always try and squeeze it into the evenings.
There's definitely. I can see the pros and cons, but I can definitely see the pros of this over the other one.
You'll table this one more. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact you can bust that out in an evening, and you can
Easily.
bust it out in an evening. Not go. Let's try and go. Oh God, it's midnight.
Yeah, that's it. Whereas the other one is a day event. It's more like your Game of Thrones.
It's a Friday nighter, isn't it? Where you could go later if you had to.
That's it.
I loved it. It was my first play with yourself and Matt and Graham, right?
And I actually got complimented on the teach till I got a rule wrong.
Yeah, you said your teacher's very good, and I was like, I'm just forever moving barbarians. The barbarians were moving around every 5 minutes, destroying towns, cities, everything I was trying to do. They were just like, nope.
Damn you pesky barbarians.
Well, when you think about it, it reenacted the start of Civilization quite well with all the marauding barbarians, right? And that's our Civilization and fans.
Well, the RNG of it,
I am so glad.
Absolutely shafted.
I'm glad you picked up on the rule, because I think up to that point I wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then And then it kind of made sense. Like, yeah, of course.
You know, I didn't even notice that. I didn't even read the rule. I just went, "Oh, I've been playing that one." You know, you get that sinking feeling.
Yeah.
Just like, "Oh, I've been
So
playing."
after that, I felt, I can focus. I can do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it was just so much more.
Yeah, it was the
enjoyable.
fending off the barbarians game up to that point.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It's like
There's probably a
whack-a-mole,
mode
isn't it?
like that where you actually do that. You have to fight them off all game.
Yeah, bloody whack-a-mole.
Yeah, beat off the barbarians.
So it was really nice meeting Matt and his friend Graham, podcast listener. So that was really cool. He said, "How's the job going?" Which was really weird. That it made you realise, oh, people do listen to this, and it's And he made a little kind of funny little thing at Kerley when Kerley came over and said, "Oh, just played whatever it was you played." He's like, "Oh, did you win that one then?" I was like, "Yep."
Worst thing was that I did.
So hi Matt and Graham, if you're listening, nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant when we get to meet the listeners. And Matt had reached out a couple of weeks before the event, and he kind of said, "I really want to play Hoplomachus." I went, "No, go on then," because Chip's theory, isn't it? Like anyone just mentions
Twist
it,
of the
I'll
arm.
have to play it. But it was just really great to kind of sit down and meet some of the listeners and have a bit of a chat. And even he said he found it quite strange because he's listening around the room and listening to your laugh, Davey, as an example. And he's getting flashbacks of obviously the episodes he's listened to. And he says he found
PTSD.
he found it quite surreal.
Yeah.
And I thought it's just nice. It was lovely. It's a lovely little moment, and it's good to have a little game. And
I played loads of new games, so I'm really proud of myself.
That's
I
brilliant.
played loads of new games. I hadn't watched any preview videos. I was going in completely cold.
Yeah.
And loved them all. Really surprised myself.
What did you play?
I turned a corner.
Apart from Ottawa.
I've got it on here.
Oh, we played
Rick Holt.
Rick
That's
Holt.
on my list. Yeah.
which was another really good movie game. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So, played Skull King, one of Davy's games that he mentioned. Do you know what? I really enjoyed that.
It was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was good fun.
I still don't know how the scoring
See, I know
works.
you didn't.
I quite like it, but I actually, I know this is going to sound really old. I actually prefer Nomination Whist.
Okay, fair enough.
Grandad over
well,
there.
I know, but like Nomination Whist is a really good fun game.
There's no
That's
pirates.
what it's
I
based
didn't,
on.
I
That's what
didn't
it's based
dislike it, but like in all honesty, the scoring just blew my brain for most of it.
Yeah, and as I said, I did the more complicated scoring version.
Yeah.
You can. There's so many different versions.
It's like
that
seeing
can
you
do.
fill out that flipping pad and
I know.
like, the admin of it. I was like, oh my god.
It's books, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it accounts payable ledger?
Yeah.
And it's accounts receivable ledger.
That's it,
That's what it's
yeah.
filling out.
There's no pirates in Nomination Whisk, so I'm not as
Or
interested.
mermaids. Or
Or
whales.
mermaids, yeah, and pirates.
Or krakens.
Pirates is my vibe. But I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that. It's just a trick-taking, easy party game, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It was
we
good.
all had a laugh.
It was
Because
really
we could
good
play. Cause we got all 8. Well, and Marcus joined us, didn't he,
Marcus,
as well?
yeah.
So we got 8 of us around the table playing it, and
Yeah,
it was
great.
just. It was absolute carnage. It was so silly, but it was good fun.
Yeah,
You know.
really good fun.
I
Yeah.
pretended not to enjoy it because I was doing absolutely awful at the game.
It was like it was
Yeah.
intentional, wasn't it?
but it was fun. Yeah, it was
Oh,
fun.
yeah, I think he had 0 points for like 5 rounds of it, and
Maybe-
Rob
maybe
had to
6.
leave halfway through the game.
You
and
left round 2, he still had
He
more
did,
points.
he
than
did.
you.
It was just funny, wasn't it? It doesn't really matter who wins at the end of the day, but
Yeah, it does.
it was just funny watching
I reckon-
JP have 0 points. So there was a
I reckon JP went, I'm going to do intentionally as bad as possible on this game.
yeah.
Well,
Like,
you did
a
well,
great
mate.
job,
You did well at
mate.
that.
Yeah.
Came first at that.
I
game.
won then.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
won
You
that.
just kept betting too high. You were like, "Yeah, I've got this," and then it was like, "Oh no,
I'm going for 8, but JP, there's only 7 tricks. It's like, I'm having 8.
And then it's like, am I scoring 40? No, you don't score anything. What? I don't get this scoring. I don't understand it. What's going on? Anyway, it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
And then I played Dice Throne, Marvel Dice Throne, while you guys were playing Gaia Project, because you
Yes,
can
yes.
absolutely stuff that one where the sun doesn't shine in space, because I am not interested in
You're
Gaia.
not a fan.
Did you not want a Gaia project so you could get a Gaia planet so that when you got your Gaia out, you
Honestly,
could then
yeah,
bring
they
your
were
thing?
really-
Gaia.
Yeah, and
They
get
were
your Gaia.
reading the rulebook, and what a load of nonsense. I've never heard such non-English... I understand the words you're saying, but...
Do you want me to read it out?
No, I'm all good.
I've got the phrase.
It's just
I've got it.
ridiculous. Go on, read the phrase.
I'll
Oh,
do
you've
it.
got the phrase.
I'll do
Have
it
you got it
now,
up? Oh, nice.
I was going to save this for later because it's going to come up. But let's
It's
do it now.
definitely coming up on one of the
Yeah,
things.
but we can do it now. Now we're talking about it.
Yeah.
So this, listeners, is an extract from the rule book of Gaia Project, and it's one of the factions. I think it's the Boltax faction. And we were reading this at 11:30.
I couldn't get it out without crying in laughter.
We're reading this at 11:30, and basically I'm going to read it out verbatim of the rulebook, right? says, as a free action, you can move a Gaia former from a Gaia former space on your faction board to your Gaia area to gain 1 QIC. Gaia formers in your Gaia area are not available until the next Gaia phase. In the next Gaia phase, move any Gaia former in your Gaia area back to its Gaia former space. Which is just nuts.
Which I now understand.
Well, yeah, now
we
we
had
get
a
it.
refresh on the game, but my God, way to make a rule seem more complicated than it needs to be. Jesus
when
Christ.
I bought this game, I got that rule book out and I looked at it and started reading it and I thought, no, fuck this, I'm getting a video. Like, what the hell is this rule book? Started reading it and I was just like, huh? What? It just throws so much convoluted information at you that it doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Now it's literally pick up a ship and put it in your area so you can get a QIC.
And then you get it back in your next
in the beginning of the round.
The next round.
Yeah.
So it's simple.
So I'll stick with dice throw.
Yeah,
Marvel,
it's
thanks.
just.
That's
And,
fair.
I don't blame you.
Look, there's lots of colours and lots of things. The colours all merge. They're not very. It doesn't look very.
You had a big
obvious.
thing about colours over the weekend,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah. Maybe I was feeling particularly colour sensitive.
Yeah.
Don't know. But Marvel Dice Throne really enjoyed
Who'd you
that.
play as?
Yeah, I played Scarlet Witch, and that was really good. And
Yeah.
Rob was. Oh no, who was Rob?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Miles
Indeed, he
Morales.
was. Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. I like rolling the dice, but I think I'll have a better time next time I play it.
Yeah.
And Kerley did want to get rid of the original Dice Throne. It was almost going in the sale pile, and
Now
I
you're interested.
rescued it out of the sale pile because I really liked it.
There you go.
So that was my Friday. And Saturday I played Atiwa and Rakeholt.
Nice.
So really impressed with both those games. Yeah, all round fantastic weekend. Great food, great hospitality, great people.
Yeah.
Met new people, chit chatting away. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
Would recommend.
I'd go again, 100%, and I really, really hope they do it again next year. Because if they do, I'm down.
Yeah.
It's just such a fun convention.
Yeah. So, Christoph, if you're listening, get another one in.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah, just for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can have the intimate
Just
convention. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No drinks will be consumed.
I believe that when I see it.
Less drinks.
Less drinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
For this episode, we're going to do our niche number ones. I'm not going to tell you how it works because you'll find out when we go through the episode. There we go.
It's round 4.
It's round 4. Exactly.
Exactly. We've
This
done
is what I
3 of
mean.
these.
So, we're going to start off with a favourite game that you have to have an app for. So, who wants to start? Let's start with Curlington the Third.
Lord Kerlington.
Lord Curlington.
Oh, you've been...
Really, he's Curlington the second because he's the middle child.
Well...
I think third works better.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's
Don't I get
that's
saying
the
this?
first.
Okay,
No, that's the first.
His older brother's the second, so he's the third.
He's the
All
third,
right,
and
okay.
then Jamie's the fourth, which I'm sure
If that, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Squire.
Yeah. Esquire.
Love you, Jay.
It's a test to see whether he listens to us,
Yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to change the question a little bit because I've
Okay.
only got 2 games where you use an app.
Yep.
One of which you have to use an app, one of which you don't. But I know the one that you have to use an app, someone else might be using.
Okay.
I
So-
wonder what that one is.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just plug Frosthaven a little bit because
Okay, yeah.
you don't need it, but you do need it.
Yeah. I understand
It's
that.
not essential, but you need it.
Oh,
But it is essential.
Yes.
Yeah, I tried doing it without, and you've got so many.
Oh.
Basically, you have to put people into different sections and do like a little production line going, right, you do the health, you do that, and you do that, and then you all have to keep on top of it.
Yeah.
Whereas the app just kind of.
Yeah, and you can all link together and all access one, and you can all be given different jobs that way as well. It makes admin heavy game just about bearable.
Mhm.
Without it, I'm
Is it-
sure I
I
would
can
have killed
understand
someone
that.
already.
Is it a paid for app?
It is a paid for app.
Yeah.
See, I just think that's a bit harsh.
I
think
do.
it's a
bit
Yeah,
cheeky.
I agree, but like to be honest with you, the price that I got a Frosthaven app because I was original Kickstarter backer, I paid $100 for it, and P&P was about $20, so I probably paid about £100 in total. And I know retail, it's almost double that now.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, to be honest, the thing is, if I'm expecting an app development as part of the £100 price, I think that's totally unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't mind paying a little bit more.
Right. So, how about you?
Mine's really easy.
Yeah. How about come on? They'll go for you,
Mine is
Becky.
Mansions of Madness.
Mansions of Madness. Yeah.
You have to have the app because you can't
Yep.
play it without the app. And to be honest, it's the only game I play that uses an app.
Yeah, well, it didn't for the first edition, and I'll tell you, it was awful.
Yeah, I've heard.
Oh, I wouldn't say it was awful.
Oh no, I can deal with it. It was way too much admin for a game.
It's a lot of admin, but
the game was good.
But you could
That's
play
the
as
thing,
the
I love
gear.
the game.
But you could play as the gear.
Yeah, see, that's nice. And isn't there still a way with the app now to do that or no?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just fully co-op now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't play as the nasty people.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
No, maybe not.
So I do miss that about it.
Yeah, that was cool. It was just.
You're right.
It took too long. It took too long.
Right.
And a lot of people around the table started losing kind of interest, and that's.
I'm doing a puzzle, but I'm physically doing a puzzle over on the left side of the table.
Yeah.
Like manipulating sliding blocks around
and
physically.
You have to find the right blocks for that scenario because you wouldn't know them beforehand. So then you start rooting through the box, and then by that time, when you've got it all back out again, someone's Jill's having a chat with Joe. Yeah. So.
God damn Jill.
I know.
It's always her. That's my Mansions of Madness.
No,
I would say, in addition to your Mansions of Madness, I would say the narration in that is absolutely superb.
Yeah,
like the way they bring about the atmosphere with top quality narration, sound effects, everything else really adds to it.
It brings you in the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So I would say it doesn't just do an admin job.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
And how about you, JP?
I'll go next. I mean, Mansions was kind of on my list.
It's kind of on everyone's list, I think. It's one of those.
Yeah, it needs it. But the game that I came to straight away when you read this question out earlier was XCOM.
Yeah.
I don't actually own it anymore.
Did you sell it in the end?
Which was a hard
After
sell.
our last play?
It was a hard sell. No. It was, I just decided to get rid of it and stop hanging on to this game that I...
Nostalgia?
It's a nostalgia.
Yeah. It got you into the hobby pretty much.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. And that's kind of why I've held on to it for so long. But is it the best game out? No, it's not. But I've enjoyed my plays of it, and the app. Basically, you cannot play without the app because the app just has a timer and it adds the stress on to what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's all kind of integrated. So it's a great game if you like stressful. You against the aliens. You're up against it.
I really
Crisis.
like it.
It's good fun, but I think for me, I probably just ran my shelf life with it. To be fair,
Yeah.
And once I started winning, it kind of got less interesting in
Yeah.
a weird way. Not weird, but you kind of beat it and go, I don't want to do that anymore.
No.
But I still have a soft spot. Would I play it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime. But XCOM, the board game.
There we go.
What about you, mate?
Well, I was actually just going to say Mansions, and then the other one was Descent, but a load of those editions, kind of they're made with the app in mind. I can't really think of a board game that needs to have an app that
didn't have one.
That didn't have one. I think it's quite hard because a lot of the times it's quality of life. Like, you don't need it, but if you want to just reduce that admin, or you can't leave the board game out, or you just want some things streamlined, they're good for that.
Definitely.
There we go. Our second niche number one is going to be favourite game that was quickly overshadowed or replaced.
It's a good question, this.
So we'll go in reverse order, shall we? For me, weirdly, I'm actually going to go for Lost Ruins of Arnak. Because I was going to go for Ark Nova, but I didn't think it was...
That's the obvious choice, isn't it?
Yeah, and because Lost Ruins of Arnak I love, but I played so much of it in a short amount of time, and then Dune, which everyone was talking about, they're like, oh, if you've got one, you don't need the other. I was just like, I really want to play Dune. And then I played it, you bought it, and I played it, and I thought, you know what, I think this is the one that has got a little bit more replayability for me, I guess.
It's a shame you don't own it anymore, isn't it? Because you had to give it to JP.
Yeah.
Because you ruined his.
We don't talk about that. Yeah.
Thank you, Davey.
Yeah. Luckily, my brother's got one shrink wrapped in his cupboard that they oversent, so I'm just gonna have to buy that one off him. So there we go. It's fine.
Steal it off him.
Steal it off him. Yeah,
Or
exactly. It's
pour
been
one
sitting in his cupboard for
pour
a
one
time.
over that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I'm going to keep bringing it up.
It's my way of marking my territory, isn't it? That's it. This is my game now. Yeah. Rum rush. Right, there we go. So
yeah, I understand why you say Dune. Dune and Arnak do get compared a lot, and they're kind of worker placement deck builders.
Yeah.
And sometimes Endless Winter gets thrown in there as well.
I know, but see, I didn't. But Endless Winter to me it's just nowhere near those two games.
Yeah, fair enough.
Lost Ruins of Arnak, I will play it every day, and I'll still. But for me, it was just Dune, the theme, and everything else kind of just drew me in a bit more.
I don't disagree with you. I think Dune's bloody fantastic.
I love them both.
Yeah,
I really do. I don't get the same feeling from both of them. I understand the comparisons, I really do, but for me, they're different enough that I could own both.
Yeah.
Okay,
and to be honest, I would own both if I had a choice. But to be honest with you, there's not really very much point in owning it when our master JP here owns all the good games.
Yeah.
And Davey might just throw rum on it if you did it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Saving myself a fortune.
Yeah.
He's waiting for Eclipse. I'm going to chuck some rum on that.
Too many bones.
I could watch that. I could watch Too Many Bones.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Good luck.
But and also, there's one theme with Too Many Bones as well, isn't it?
What? Rum?
Rum. Yeah. It's
I don't know, is it?
why? Why not? Well, it kind of feels on theme, doesn't it? It feels like you should be drinking rum while playing that game.
Mead.
Grog?
Yeah, grog.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's, to me, it feels on theme. Don't know why.
Yeah.
Can't explain it. There we go. On to the next.
This person.
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving swiftly on. Don't talk about rum anymore.
Yeah. So
for me, we've already talked about it. It's Cubito. Actually, and I kind of compare it to Quacks, like most people do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even the same game. One's a bag builder, one's a dice builder. But as you said earlier, they feel the same. They give you the same push your luck feeling of just one more roll, just one more token, just one more. I can get one more money and I can get that dice. Like, oh, you bastard!
It's a bit more tactile because you're rolling dice as well, which always feels a bit nicer than
And I think it's that simultaneous play that you can do, which I love. My only negative about the game is I wish it was 6 players.
Yeah,
I wish it
feels
just had
strange
more players because I think you could easily.
And it's been out long enough to have had an expansion.
Any game that's simultaneous turns, you could almost ramp it up as much.
And it's a race, and you kind of want there. But anyway.
So do you feel that actually replaced Quacks, or Quacks replaced that?
No, I feel like that replaced Quacks. Not that I owned Quacks, so it was an easy purchase for me. It was like, well, I don't own Quacks, I'll get this one. But I think I personally wouldn't have both in the collection because they give me the same feeling. So yes, I feel whether I feel the same long term, I don't know. I've played it quite a lot over Christmas, as I've talked about before. Play a lot with the family as well, but maybe long term, once you do all the tracks and you see all the cards, and maybe you might think, you know what, I like a bit of Quacks again. But
it's got a bit more player interaction in some aspects as well. Because you're racing each other, you can see each other on that board. I know the other one's VPs, you're racing VPs, but it's quite hard sometimes to physically tell who's gonna win while everyone's rolling, or and it's just a bit easier in Cubitos to see the tension.
You can't see what tokens are in other people's bags.
Exactly.
Whereas actually in Cubitos you can see what dice people have got all the
and
time.
Also you've got the dice where if someone's got that dice, then theoretically you could lose a roll, or you could win that roll and have more movement.
To the black. Do you remember the black ingredient? What is it in black ingredient in Quacks? It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's the thing where you have to fight the people next to you, the person with the highest amount. So similar in that way.
That's what I mean. They're so similar.
I think it is similar. For me, I think it's. I think I would have both, just for variation, because I like the style of game so much. And I haven't got very many that fit into that kind of light casual. I think I would have both, but on the understanding that actually I wouldn't play both together. I would play one or the other for variation.
There we go. That's me.
I'm glad that we can own both then.
There we go.
Go on then, Becky.
So mine, I'm going to lump 2 in together that
cheeky.
become overshadowed, and that's Catan and Carcassonne.
Okay.
And similar to you, we're talking about like the kind of nostalgia value. I haven't played it any more than the single time that we played it when we first bought it. But that was enough to get me into board games, which is great. But we have never ever opened the boxes ever again.
It didn't play very well 2-player was the biggest problem with Catan.
Oh, it's broken.
Because it was with a robber, it's just makes it's too problematic. There's so many games that do it better, in my opinion.
But so I've kind of reluctantly put it in the sale pile. So
Carcassonne as well?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I cracked that open recently.
Kerley doesn't like it.
Really? I really enjoy it.
But it was difficult for me to go against the grain and put something in a get rid of pile, because that's not, as you know, normally my...
Once you start you'll realise it gets easier.
Oh, really? I'm frightened then. Maybe I shouldn't sell it because I don't want to sell anymore.
I was like, no, I'm going to keep everything I buy.
Yeah.
No, get rid of it.
We've actually got some room in the Kallax now that we've taken those out. They haven't gone very far. They've moved to a table, but feel better.
But they're going.
They're on the step process, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we'll wait till Europa Universalis before we sell anything anyway, because that might get added.
That might go.
Pile, but
we'll see Sunday.
We'll see.
What about you then, mate? What games have been overshadowed?
So this one was a really easy answer actually, and I think 2 of you are going to be on board. One of you's not played it. Terra Mystica, replaced by Gaia Project.
Yeah, no brainer.
It's just the same game but just better.
Yeah, Matt Prowse had a different opinion of that though, didn't he?
I think hey, look, I'm not knocking Matt. If you ever listen to us, Matt, I wouldn't. You're entitled to your opinion. All I would say is.
You're wrong.
For me, I think a lot of people have got a nostalgic feeling for Terra Mystica, and for me, it's a lot clunkier. The factions are a lot less interesting. The map's loads less interesting. The fact that you can randomly generate it, as far as I remember, like you can with Gaia Project, research track. It's just
they've got other boards and stuff, but
I suppose the only argument you could say is it is. Less complicated. So if you're after a lighter game, then I would say Terra Mystica is
not light.
Better.
It's not light,
but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not.
I think because it has less random elements, a lot of people prefer it because it is more competitive in that
more
sense.
Deterministic. Do you think?
Yes, yeah. I think basically
it's more blocking, though, isn't it? Terra Mystica.
Yeah, that's it. It's got more of a competitive contention in it than Gaia has, but.
Fair enough.
We enjoy Gaia because it's a bit more open and it's got the tech tree.
Interesting.
Exactly. We find and the theme's a bit more.
Well, does it look as ugly?
Yeah.
Well, this is it does. Yeah.
I actually prefer Terra Mystica's art, and
I think I do as well.
Still hate it.
Yeah,
I'm more of a. I do prefer the fantasy feel as well. Fantasy is more my genre. So actually, I bought Terra Mystica thinking I was going to absolutely love it, and I did like it. But when I played Gaia, I was like, yeah, this is just better in every way.
Yeah. For this one, we've unfortunately already spoke about it a little bit, so I'm going to go first. But favourite game with a terrible rulebook. So
as a free action, you can move a Gaia.
Guess what game I'm picking? Gaia Project. I hated that rulebook, and it was just awful. I couldn't think of a worse rulebook, to be honest. And I think everyone says it as well. Everyone knows that it needs an update. And to be fair, if they brought out an update for everything about that game, if they blinged that game out, I would be on it like a heartbeat. I love that game. But it's rulebook's shit. So there you go.
So what do you think, Davey? Don't hold back.
Yeah. If the guy that wrote the rulebook is listening to this,
it will be
bad.
We'll put Dave in the car park and you can juke it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No.
We'll have a draw.
I've never actually sat and read the Gaia Project rulebook. It's just been like handed to me when it's like I can't find this thing. Find it, and I'm like, okay, I'll try. And then you go, okay, page 16. Right. Okay, go to page 47 and go to page 25. It's like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah, we've always referred to it like that, isn't it? It's like a shit Goosebumps.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I've used shit twice for one rulebook. That's how bad it is.
Gonna have to bring the beeps back.
There we go. Yeah. Over to you, Kerley.
I struggled a little bit with this one because I know there's a couple, but I just could not think what they were. So I'm going to go with one that I've struggled with relatively recently, trying to find a particular rule that I knew was quite important. That's War of the Ring. There are a couple of bits in that, and there's a part of it is the fact that the game is a little bit fiddly. Love it, absolutely love War of the Ring, but the game's a little bit fiddly. How little nuances, with there's a hunting bag where you put all the hunt tiles, and how you manage that is a little bit fiddly. Like blue ones go in, and then when you that one goes back in, but these ones stay out,
and the Gaia Project comes out.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Gaia formerly a Gaia phase.
And also like how you manage the fellowship, and your fellowship moves. There's your number on this track plus the number on that. Or it is a fiddly game, and add to that, it's an old rule book.
Yeah.
And then you add to that and this is just one of those things that actually I prefer the fact that they're there But whenever you add an expansion, you're splitting the rules into 2 different books.
Yeah.
You know, and so you've got both of those things, and it just ends up being a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like it was total nonsense like Gaia can be, with that phrase as an excellent example. But if you want to find something, it can take you 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah. This is probably where Board Game Geek comes in handy with their cheat sheets and stuff like that on there. Maybe I should...
My friend was Google.
You don't play it enough to have it cemented either.
I've played it a couple of times recently, so I've been trying to get it in with Adrian. Has played a couple of games. How
about you, JP? What's your favourite game with an awful rule book?
Yeah, I'm going to go down the older game theme.
There's definitely a theme there, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's when I think they never used to get rules writers or they never used to proofread it.
They just throw it in a manual and off you go. But no, mine's Game of Thrones 2nd edition. Yeah. To be fair to the game, like most of it is quite straightforward. The core basics of the game, the rules are straightforward, and I don't think we ever really get rules wrong. But
we forget some. But we always forget some.
But every game, I have a little cheat sheets printed off in the box of most forgotten rules, and they are the most arbitrary phrases and sentences that are in the rulebook that you would never find. They're not bolded out or anything. That you just forget. You just forget. Like if you've got ships in a harbour and you're collecting power, you get additional power for trading with the free world or something. Yeah, it's like what?
It's interesting you said this actually, because it reminds me of my job as a trainer. Because actually, it's not about imparting the information; it's correct emphasis on the important bits.
Yes,
that is being a trainer.
It's just you just forget it, and it's just those overlooked rules that would it break the game? Probably not, but there's some all important stuff, and you'll remember it and play it right, don't you?
I remember the retreat rule we always used to miss.
Oh yeah. With the retreat, and you route the units, and then
they're on their side.
You still combat them, but their combat zero. All of that nonsense. Yep. Like I say, it's all in there. It's just trying to pass the information through your brain, and again, it's a game we get to the table once a year.
And it makes a big difference, because I think a lot of games now, most have got better at streamlining their rules, and then if that information's delivered to people easier, you can have a better experience with that game as well. So they've realised actually it's quite a big part of the game that you're playing, and getting people into that game itself.
I think FFG have just got better at separating the rule books in. This is the one you use when you're learning it. Yep. Read through that, and pictures everywhere will get you through your first game. And then if you've got questions, there's the rules reference, and that's what you need. You just need found it, done, move on, get on with the game. There's nothing worse trying to get on Board Game Geek, trying to search forums for a rule that someone said yes, and then you're checking the validity of that rule. Say, who's that person? Are they the designer? Are they the publisher? And they're like, But anyway, I'm going off on a little rant now, aren't I? Game of Thrones. Love the game though.
Yeah, there we go. Right, Becky.
Interestingly enough, mine is an FFG game.
Ooh.
So actually,
must be an old one, right?
No, brand spanking. So the actual rulebook is not awful. It just looks awful.
Becky's got on theme and vision.
Yeah, rulebook primary thing is aesthetics. I've always thought that.
The font they use.
No, the font's not too bad. And I guess it's difficult because I don't tend to read rulebooks, because that's why I play games with you guys, because you already know them.
Yeah.
And I don't usually learn a game by reading the rulebook, apart from Astra, because I was so desperate to get any kind of information on Astra, I downloaded the rulebook and read that cover to cover before it even came out.
Fair.
But the game I'm talking about is Unfathomable.
Okay.
Surprised.
It's just text, man. Oh,
no photos, columns, no pictures.
No pictures.
I'm sure there's a picture in there.
Yeah, little squiggle symbols. It's just 2 columns of things. And all right, maybe that makes it easier to find sometimes. But there is 2 sections. There is 2 separate rule books, like you were mentioning. They have separated it out, which is kind of cool. But it's just dull, man.
I can tell you from experience, the rulebook is good, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah. It's not a bad. I have flicked through it and had to look at things, but
no wrong answers here. That's fine.
The reason why you find it terrible is you don't find it an engaging experience to engage with that material. And that's still a valid answer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If aesthetically the thing you're looking at is hard to read, then that falls under the same category.
Yeah.
So
it's a bit like if I was in my job but I dressed as a pirate, Becky would be well engaged.
Yeah.
As a trainer and I dressed as a pirate, she'd fucking love it.
sloshing rum about.
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
learn how to
No rum, David. No rum. Put that bloody rum away.
Moving on to the next one. Favorite game you thought would replace a game but didn't. Okay, we're going to start with Kerley. Or Curlington, sorry, I had to quite
Lord Curlington the Third.
Again, I didn't have that many where the expectation was that off. However, there was one relatively recently that is actually on my sale pile. Northgard.
Yeah.
I thought it would pretty much take the space of Rurik,
Mm-hmm.
but actually I prefer Rurik.
Yeah, Rurik.
Yeah.
Rurik just kicked it to the curb, did it?
Yeah, so it was one of them that I don't think, like you were saying earlier on, I don't think there's room for both in the collection, and I think just Rurik does it a little bit better. But if you're looking to buy my copy, then it's Northgard's amazing. So.
Northgard does have nice pieces. I remember when we were popping out the boxes, the colours are really attractive. I know
The
I've got a
artwork's
theme
beautiful.
here.
Yeah,
it's a very beautiful game.
And the thing is, I bet a lot of people would enjoy it, but it is on the lighter scale.
It is on the lighter side.
It's on the lighter scale. And for that kind of game, I prefer, and I'm sure you do as well, a little bit more depth.
Yeah, I'm with you. So I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, Kerley, is that you want a bit more depth in your games, like a Lacerda game.
No.
Okay.
The minis are very
That's
nice.
too deep, right?
Yeah. Too far, Tony.
Too deep.
Yeah.
The minis in Northgard are really nice.
They're exceptional, but the actual game is too light for me for that style of game.
Yeah. Over to you, Jay Pizzle.
Me, I'm going to say Carnegie.
Carnegie.
Yeah.
Be
So,
careful with this.
no, you'll be right.
What did you think it was going to replace?
I thought it was going to replace pretty much most of my mid-weight Euro games, and my Lorenzos, my Coimbras, and I'm just going to name them two because they're the only ones that I can think off the top of my head. But I've got a few in that kind of weight range that I absolutely adore and love playing, and I thought Carnegie would smash them based on my kind of watching videos, based on things. And actually, I enjoy Carnegie, and I will still play it and own it, but I still prefer Lorenzo, and I still prefer those classics. To be honest, I think they just edge it for me. But I'd still like Carnegie. Just thought it was going to be better, and it's just snuck in underneath, and I can't tell you why. I'm not sure why it is. Maybe I need to play it more.
For me, they're even. I like all three in different ways.
Yeah.
I didn't used to like Lorenzo, but the last couple of plays have really elevated it for me.
Yeah.
But Carnegie, I need to play again.
Can we put an honourable mention in for Lorenzo on the bad rulebook? Not because of the rulebook, but because of the special...
Yes.
Oh my god.
You are right. Yeah, you have. Why didn't I bring this up?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you've got Lorenzo and then the Houses of the Renaissance expansion,
My
and then
God.
you've got all the leaders together, and then you've got the two sheets of the leader powers and what they are, and the fact these leaders aren't even numbered, so when you're trying to reference them, you're like, what's the leader called? Oh, it's Sir blah 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 blah, which is my best Italian name.
It's like looking through the yellow pages, isn't it? You've got to then find them, and then you're like, oh, there they are.
You try
Like,
to find the leader name and then what it is, and it's like, oh, that is awful. I dread the leader draft. Every game, I dread it.
So mine is Azul Stained Glass of Sintra. So I really put off even looking at any of the other Azuls, assuming wrongly that they would all be, it's about the same, isn't it? Can't be that different. This totally different game. Literally, what a different game. I think they've both got their places, but I think Stained Glass of Sintra is a much better game than the base Azul.
Okay.
So it's actually better, but it didn't replace it because it's different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just utterly different. It's got nice little square tiles. That's the only similarity.
Yeah.
There is, and you pick them up.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the start and the end of the similarity.
Yeah.
But I
Never
really
played
liked
any
it.
other Zol versions, so I've only
Yeah.
played base.
But that's it. I assumed that one's the same as all the rest. So why would you get
But
any
different
different?
puzzles.
Yeah,
Utterly
they are.
different. Yeah, utterly
They are.
different game. So yeah, I assumed that would replace it, or it wouldn't even be necessary. But yeah, totally different game.
Oh, you get to keep both.
Absolutely. And they got, exactly. And they've got really nice box art, so they look really nice on the shelf.
The Hoarder wins.
There you go. Yeah,
The
that's
order
it.
usually wins.
Let's throw a little spanner in. And favourite game you never win at? Yeah, I know it's easy for me as well because
Most games,
It's all of them.
Yeah,
Against me.
That's mine. Yeah, every single one I've ever played ever.
Apart from Civ New Dawn, right, Kerley?
Yeah, behave yourself.
Yeah.
You give me a right kicking at that. I'll give you that one.
I don't even know how, mate.
You did great on that game.
Doubled down, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, credit where credit's due.
Thank you. It's recorded.
There we go. Let's start with you, JP. You're talking anyway. So
Talking shit.
I will just, before you go into that, I will say that even though I said credit where credit's due, he did run away from that table going victory and raising his arms above his head at the convention.
We all know
he's
he's a crap winner.
He's
the worst winner. Yeah.
I am awful. I'm not even going to deny it. But when you don't win often, you've got to savour it.
But I feel exactly the same, JP. Yeah, I just want to run around going, champion! It's not against anyone else. I'm just so surprised.
Just so giddy.
And, this is
just
it.
get excited. Anyway, so my game is Anachrony.
Okay.
I freaking love Anachrony to my core. One of my favourite games, probably the best worker placement game that I own and have played. Love it, love it, love it. Cannot win the bastard game unless I stop Kerley from coming. So if Kerley ever is on a game, I just think, well, he's going to get 90 odd points, and I just can't get. I seem to get worse at it rather than getting better at it.
And it was a lot closer last game. People at least
can't
contended the super projects.
Yeah,
people actually listened about that because I remember the game before that. I was like,
yeah,
people need to contend with super projects. Everyone's like, no, you do it, and I was like, well, I can only do one.
Yeah, and then you do one and we'll do the rest, and you didn't do it.
To be fair, if you're the yellow faction, that's the only reason I went to super projects is because they benefit from
And I mean, you scored an insane score as well.
Yeah,
I think you broke 100.
But easy. It was like 120.
It's
it was
hard
ridiculous.
to do.
Yeah.
But that was super project people with the super project that made all super projects
Just more. Oh, I know.
It was ridiculous.
But I want to be better at that game. Yeah.
Combo Kerley, I heard someone called the other day.
That's not what I heard.
I think Combo Kerley is quite a good one, especially
with the K. Combo with a K.
Yeah. When we were playing Ark Nova yesterday, he did a typical thing of his last turn being this plus this, and then that means I can do this, and this. Oh, and those things.
I love a good combo though.
Yeah.
That over there, and it's like, have you finished yet?
Yeah.
Do we get a
But that
turn?
felt
Oh
good.
no, and that means I get. Oh, crikey.
That means I get 1,000 credits, and then I'll spend them on a big rhino.
You
lose. But Anachrony, love it. Wish I was better.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's how I feel about my game.
Yeah.
I've played it so many times, and I don't really seem to be getting any better at it, but I still love it every time I play, and that's Terraforming Mars.
Yeah.
I feel like the hours I've put in should have at least kind of
repetition.
amounted to something. But no. Although maybe I don't lose quite as badly as I used to.
Well, you were a few points behind me on our last one. Admittedly, I didn't do great because I got a stomping from everyone else, but still, you're competitive.
I wasn't absolutely piss poor.
Yeah.
Just want to win one, don't you?
Yeah.
I just think you get a bit of a hard on for your microbes. That's you love your microbe combos, and they're decent, but not like. But you like, microbes. All the microbe cards.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be decent, but sometimes not.
Yeah, you got to have all the pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah, you do.
And I don't even have the outside of the box of the puzzle, let alone the pieces of it. But I do love that game, and I could never win a game of that ever, and I will still want to play it again.
Yeah, 100%. That's a mark of a good game.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you?
So mine is Twilight Imperium. So I've won once. I was my very first game, but it was all I think it's the first time we all played it, wasn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. I think it's the first time we all played it, and I won, and not won since. But I do keep picking the really warrior factions. I don't know why.
I
know why.
We know why.
Because I was
Is there a git?
the Sons of
Anarchy.
no. What's the Sons of Tiamat or whatever they are?
Oh, the Embers of Muat.
Embers of Muat. I was the Embers of Muat. I was Space Pirate. I've been. Who was I last time? I was the Space Dinos.
Yeah, the Volrace.
I really want to be the Trade Lions and be peaceful with everyone because that'd be nice for
What you need to do is then pick those factions.
Yeah, I know.
Instead of going, ooh, they're hard, feisty ones.
I was just intrigued because they were the new ones, the Dinos. So I gave them a go, and they were really strong. But TI is not necessarily about going around fighting everyone. It's completely. You can drain too many resources
just
doing
just
it.
Do a little mantra in your head of that sentence repeatedly.
I need to go woosa, Ooh, so and calm myself down.
We all know Twilight Imperium is a game of racing for victory points.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah.
But timing that race, as Kerley knows,
and managing planets and resources and diplomatic pressure on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is Game of Thrones, definitely. I think I might have. I definitely won it once when we first started playing. I can't remember when I won it a couple
of times.
It's possible, but I haven't won in the last few. It's one of those games that I love it. I will say I absolutely love the game, but it's one of those games that when you get a tiny little bit ahead, everyone just gives you a right old kick.
It's like TI, isn't it? It's the
same
thing. Yeah. So you're on 5 castles. You got to be in for some hit.
Yeah, you've got to. Like, I pulled off the one that I remember winning at. I pulled off a ridiculous combo with gathering. I think it was 4 castles in one turn.
This. Yeah,
where because you had the card where you could take another action with the same. Put one of the movement ones down after you've already moved that army. One of the special cards. So I was able to combo together and grab a whole load and just catch everyone out a little bit.
Yeah.
But once I'd used that gambit, that was it. You can't really use that one again because everyone's ready for it.
Yeah.
And ever since then, there's not really many combos in that game. You've just got to muscle your way through.
Yep.
And you just get a kick in. So really, you want to be second or third. Everyone, the first person getting a right old kick in and then slip in the back.
Which kind of feels very Game of Thrones, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of quite thematic in that sense.
I don't say it's a great game.
It's hard to win
it. You know, I have my complaints with Game of Thrones, usually around the length of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I love the game, but it is just hard to win at. Yeah. There's normally 6 to 8 players, but I think we found 6 was the max.
6 is the sweet.
And it is kind of a little bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
As to, like, you know, you've got to time it so well.
Yeah. For the last terrible one, it's favourite game with terrible components. So, who would like to start this one? Who's got a game in mind?
I've got a weird adaptation of that one.
Yeah, fine.
So I was going to go with a certain one which someone else might go for. So I'll save that one until the end as an honourable mention if no one goes for it.
Okay.
But otherwise, the one I'm actually going to go for is a little bit left field, and that's Anno 1800. Because that game is awesome, but it doesn't look fun. But it is fun. It's amazing fun.
It shouldn't be fun.
It shouldn't be fun. It's a cardboard board with a bunch of little cardboard tokens.
This is the sausage game, isn't it?
The sausage game. Yeah. We're always like, give me your sausage.
Yeah, pass that sausage over here. We need that sausage.
Want to trade your sausage for a bit of pig?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But it is great. It's a fantastic game, and I absolutely love it. And the components aren't bad quality. It's just, it looks quite beige.
It looks very boring.
Yeah.
I did not go to that game excited. I'm not going to lie. I went to that game just being like, I love Anno, but from watching that video, I was just like, oh, it just looks
dry as hell.
It looks dry as anything.
Does, yeah.
And then when you start playing it, you're just like, this is so interconnected. And then there's interaction with other players because you just need to keep an eye on what they're doing to what you can then build yourself. And it's just...
For me, it absolutely proved that... the look of a game does not mean as much as I thought it did.
Yeah.
Fair. And the artwork is amazing. I'm not talking about the artwork.
No.
It's just about there we go.
Yeah.
That's mine.
No, that's
bit of
a
weird change on the question.
Well, no, I'd say that works because those are his only components, aren't they? Pretty much. So a good one.
That's mine.
Yeah, over. In fact, we'll go counterclockwise now.
Oh.
4 spanners.
Oh, I was about to go.
And
now I've got to wait.
Yeah.
You fiend.
Taking the wind from
my wings.
Yeah. No, right. So, I don't know what I'm going to say now.
After all of that, you don't know what you're going to say. Go on.
No, right. We're going with you, JP. Right. So, JP, tell us your favourite game with awful components or terrible.
My favourite game with terrible components is my copy of Dune Imperium.
Well, it's terrible now because it's covered
they're
in
all
rum.
soggy.
Yeah. I love it.
But no, I thought I had to bring it up.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I'm going to say the obvious one, which is Terraforming Mars.
Yeah.
It's the obvious one. Base Terraforming Mars is pants.
Yeah,
Component quality is pants.
Yeah.
The boards with the cubes that shuffle around. You know, I'm not talking about the dual layer boards. I like those. But I mean, base, copy, the tiles, it's shonky. Nothing more
do you
to say.
remember the little cubes used to chip as well?
Yeah, it's just like, it's not great.
To the point where you could tell the pirate copies because they didn't chip.
Yeah.
They were better quality.
Copies were better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And even like the cards, like you play with them 3 times and all the edges are white.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I nearly didn't sign up.
And everything
it's the obvious answer, that's the one I'm giving. So,
Fine.
There you go.
And that's why you can bling your games up and make such a difference. That's
Yeah,
why
big
it's...
boxes.
That's true.
Mine kind of ties in with that. So mine is Lords of Waterdeep. Those little boring little cubes. And alright, you are...
Warriors, wizards.
Yeah, and alright, you are just
Clerics.
collecting
Yeah.
white, black, orange or purple. It doesn't really matter that they're wizards. That is such an added tacked on kind of theme. It doesn't matter.
Could be wood, stone, wheat or
Yeah.
something.
The,
Doesn't matter, does
the
it?
rubies are just a bit of card.
Yeah.
The what else is it? Everything is just rubbish. Which is, they just are. They're just so basic. The coins, bit of card. You could just do so much better than that. Which is why you buy the metal coins. Which is why you buy the really nice little meeples from the game Knight UK. And Knight is with a K because they're coming to save the day from your awful components.
And we've actually got an episode about blinging board games.
We do.
In the previous, what number is that?
7.
7, there we go.
Or Jazzle.
Go listen.
Listen.
I'm now the plug man.
Yeah. Still the plug man from last episode.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, actually, mine's going to be Brass Birmingham. So I'm not talking about the artwork here. The artwork's beautiful. It's nice and moody. It's got that Birmingham feel, of, especially the Black Country. Yeah, exactly. But it's just the boards. When you've got those little tiles, you've got to put the buildings, and they can slide about quite easily. And the money it's quite tatty and naff, I think. So the barrels, we were playing that quiz, and that was one of the questions.
Yeah.
You had these little barrels, little wooden barrels, and we couldn't recognise them.
What game was this
money.
from? No,
Yeah, what's this from? So, yeah, that has been another episode of Niche Number 1's. So, if you can think of any, send them in. But, yeah, we've getting through them now, coming to the end of our extensive list of...
We'll find some more.
We'll find some more. But yeah,
We'll always
send
find
some
more.
in.
But yeah, we'd love to get some more, wouldn't we?
Yeah. So for this next segment, we're going to throw a little bit of a twist in there. This is badly Hexplained games. We are going to do pretty much just one, but kind of like an audio version of it. So where it differs from just one is our words are going to be kind of slightly predetermined, and they're going to be out of the top 500 games on Board Game Geek. So of course we've made it about board games. Kind of has to be, doesn't it? Yeah, exactly. So first round is all ready to go. I'm going to be guessing. If you don't know just one, it's pretty much everyone who knows the word has to write one clue that's associated with the word, but obviously can't use anything that's too obvious to do with the word. Then they show each other the clues they've picked. Anything that's too close or exactly the same has to be discarded, and then the guesser, i.e. me, has to guess from the remaining clues. So
I said we got just 2 because there's 3 of us writing clues, so we're giving you a better chance.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
My odds have increased.
You have. We've got 6 clues potentially
So
for you to get this game.
yeah.
So for listeners at home, if you want to play along, ignore the next 2 seconds. The game we're describing is Role Player.
Let's see what everyone's written then.
So we've got to compare ourselves. Okay, so we have 2 eliminations out of these 6, which means we've got 4 left. And there we go. So Becky, do you want to read out what the clues are?
So we've got Beardy, character.
Beardy. Beardy. Love
Beardy.
Beardy. So we've got Beardy, character, pips, and fantasy.
Okay. Beardy, character, pips, fantasy.
You've got no hope.
No.
It's quite broad, isn't it?
I think you needed the one
the
that
clues
got
have
knocked
got
out.
yeah, because this is really broad. Pips, Beardy, character, fantasy. This is so vague. Oh my god. And if anyone's got this, then
well done.
Good on you. Yeah, exactly. This is when someone's going to be like, "Yep,
you missed a key component." Shall we add in that one?
Yeah,
I couldn't have got it without it. I don't think. I'm going to be dice. Oh my god, I'm not even going to get it within the.
That is a big part of it.
Yeah. Okay. It's got dice in the actual name though. This is not a problem. I've just got Dice Forge in my mind for some reasons because I swear there's a bearded character in it and the pips you get to redo.
Wrong.
So, yeah, I know it's wrong. What was it then?
The answer was, of course,
role player.
Role player.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's hard one, that one.
That was hard.
What did you mean by beardy?
I was going down, or the fact that role players
It's quite a beardy.
is a thing, you know.
Yeah.
People that play Dungeons and Dragons are a bit beardy, and that's not a.
There's no way I'd have got that one.
Yeah, that's not
It's a term that people use, isn't it, to help you guess the game. So there you go. Failure.
I should have gone for LARP or something.
That's what I should have gone for.
Yeah, So I guess role player as a board game. Never heard of it, but
have you not?
No, I've not.
You've
obviously,
never heard of role player?
No, not role player.
Yeah.
RPG, obviously, and role playing games.
But it's ROLL player.
Popular game.
Oh, yeah, I've actually played that game. Oh my god, as in, I was thinking ROLE player, but no, I've played role player.
Are there dice in it?
Huh?
Is there dice in it?
What, in role player? Of course there is.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, when you said, the key component's dice, I was still a bit lost.
It could be anything, couldn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair, Dice Forge is just as good as a shout, really.
It doesn't help.
Rather than add dice in the name, but
There you go.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
So
there we go. That's our first round, and I've shamed myself and my family. Now, because I did so poorly, I'm not going to guess again, and Becky's going to be our guesser.
Whoop! Go on, Becky.
Whoop whoop. The word that we've picked, or the board game that we've picked, is Dino Island. Right.
Okay, so we're comparing our clues.
Oh, shit.
Oh, bugger. That's two of them gone.
Oh, no.
Fine. Okay, so put that one down and
That
Kerley.
was the big one.
I
didn't
thought
think
I'd get away with that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I might need you to add it in. Let's have a look.
Right.
Here we go. The big reveal.
The big reveal. We've got attractions.
Retro, Spielberg, and Raw. Well, I think I've got this one.
There we go.
Is it? I'm going to say Dinosaur Island, but I know that there's another one called Dinosaur World or Jurassic World.
There's another one called Dinogenics.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go for Dinosaur Island.
Yeah.
Yes, Dino Island. Very good. Nice.
The two eliminated was Hooligans, which probably would have just swung
that would
it.
have absolutely, I would have got that.
I wasn't sure. Retro was one I wasn't sure what to do, but I remember us having a conversation about how cool the retro artwork was.
Yeah.
And I just tried to go for something that no one else would. So there we go. There we have it. That is Badly Hexplained Games, Part 2.
Just two.
Just 2, yeah. We all love board games, but sometimes we might be doing other things. So now it's the penultimate turn, where we either talk about board games maybe that we're gonna play,
Always.
Maybe Last of Us TV show, something like that. Who knows? Starting with you, Kerley.
Starting with me.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, I got a couple of things coming up, mostly board game related, because I'm don't have anything else in my life.
No. Well, we all love board games, funnily enough.
That's it.
That's it.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to steer away from Europa Universalis because I've talked about that before.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say, really looking forward to tomorrow night playing Star Wars Rebellion, JP.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's been a long time since I've played it.
Off the cuff.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to that. Been a game that I haven't played in probably a couple of years now, and one of my favourites, and one of my favourite two players.
Empire or Rebellion? That's the question.
Oh, that is the question.
Or do you want to randomise it?
I can't remember. Yeah, let's randomise it.
Right.
I can't remember who I played last.
Flip
It was
a
that
coin.
long ago. And
I think you were Empire, weirdly.
I don't know. I can't remember. You always feel so powerful as the Empire, but you feel so sneaky as the Rebellion. Like me.
I like the Rebels. I like the game as the Rebels.
Yeah.
Because it's just,
I like
it's not
both.
about dominating the map. It's just about doing the right thing at the right time.
I do find being the Rebellion quite stressful. Cause they're gonna pick that any second.
Yeah.
They're gonna pick that one. They know. They can read my mind.
Yeah. Clammy hands.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
no. Yeah. Okay, well, sounds fun. I was meant to be playing a game with them tomorrow, but unfortunately I am not now, so I can't think of anything that I've got coming up game-wise.
Disgusting.
I know. Tell me about it. I do have Frosthaven. Frosthaven's coming up. I'm always enjoying Frosthaven at the moment.
Cool.
But other than that, I'm kind of doing other things.
You're coming to Orleans with me.
I was about to say Orleans.
There we go.
You mean
Sorry,
Orleans?
love you. No, New Orleans.
Orleans.
Yes,
Orleans.
that's
New
on
Orleans.
Tuesday. No,
Monday.
Monday. It's on Monday. Cool. Yeah. Okay. I am doing that. There we go. I know I've just got a week off next week, so I've been kind of a bit more free with what I'm doing. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that. Actually, I have looked at that before, and I did think about buying it because it looks like quite a nice tight euro, really, but kind of towards the mid rate, like Lorenzo and all of that again. So yeah, that'll be a good one actually.
And the
There we
most
go. I'm
fun
surprised.
Part, most fun
It's
part
great.
of that game is winding up JP with a name.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like
Troy.
Troy's. Yeah,
Troy's.
yeah. Going to play Troy's, mate.
Extra beds.
Sacrilege. Unbelievable. You're uncouth board
Yeah.
gamers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfectly happy with that.
Go down Troy's, get sausage.
Yeah. Go down to Orleans.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. There we go. So, Becky, what have you got coming up?
I was going to mention Orleans.
Oh, have I stole your thunder?
Or Orleans, however you
Orleans.
want to say it.
Orleans.
Yeah, another new game that I'm going into with an open mind again and trying to
No.
not kind of begrudge learning a thing, which is definitely an improvement for me. Got Unfathomable coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's really good.
That's
Yeah,
always a good fun game.
yeah. I don't think I've got anything else in the
Yeah.
pipeline really.
So you're gonna hit every game now like a bat.
Absolutely, I'm
Yeah,
going to
there
go
you
in
go.
with a can-do attitude,
Yeah.
and and then can't do when I fail.
It's
When I score nil point.
No
Ah.
what?
about the journey.
Always.
Exactly.
Always.
And you, JP, you've always got board games in, haven't you?
I've got loads of board games in, but actually I'm not going to talk about a board game.
Oh,
Controversial.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to talk about some news. So by the time this episode comes out, that will be revealed. So I've been asked to host a live stream event for the 24-hour board game marathon, and I am bang up. I'm so excited. So Dan Apsey is the organizer. We did an episode with him last year to kind of help promote the charity event that he runs. And yeah, he asked me if I fancy doing it, and I thought, yeah, I like playing board games and talking.
Yeah.
I can do that. And yeah, I'm really excited to do it.
Nice.
I think it'd be a nice thing to do. It's all good for charity. I wanted to go to the event anyway, and yeah, just get to play games for literally 24
It
hours.
suits you
Yeah.
down to the ground, mate. Noisy and opinionated is
Yeah.
your wheelhouse.
I can absolutely do that.
Listeners, he was looking at me when he said those words. I think he was including me in that kind of.
I was going to say a compliment sandwich, but I can't really find the compliment.
I'll take one, even if there isn't one.
To be honest with you, I said to you at the time the other day when Dan asked you, I said, hey, you're perfect for that. And you really are.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Nothing.
oh, okay. I was waiting.
No
I was
buts.
waiting.
No.
Yeah,
Just
thanks,
super-
man.
If I wish we had a camera because they just stared into each other's eyes.
We had a
loving
moment,
it.
didn't we?
Yeah, exactly.
We had a moment, but no, we are going to have the podcast is going to have a slot on the live stream as well. Pretty much like a live episode or something.
Yeah.
We've not quite talked about what we're doing yet, so I won't spoil anything because there's nothing to spoil. We don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Instead, it's JP in a little swimming
Absolutely.
suit. So,
That,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
People want to come
People
in
will
and see
flock
that.
in.
Either
for
way,
that.
someone's getting naked.
Yeah.
But no, it should be good fun. I'm really looking forward to it. The event, you guys have been, I think Becky and Kerley,
Just
you went
brilliant.
last year.
It was
Yeah.
brilliant.
And I encourage anyone who's in the southwest area, even if you're not and you fancy a challenge or board gaming challenge, get yourself down to Ilminster.
Well, that's the advantage this year because it's being staged in a hotel. So we can actually stay, and it's a really competitive price actually on the hotel room.
pretty
So
good.
much so that we live 20 minutes away, and we're going to stay overnight on the Friday night.
Yeah, same.
So that's £90 for a room. So you don't even, not individual or anything. So me and Becky, £90 overnight. We're doing that.
But we'll put
Loving
some
it.
details in the show notes.
The key part is with it, guys. Anyways, it's really good fun. It's a nice, good challenge. Everyone's really friendly there, and there's loads of room. Always something that concerns me about conventions or board game events is that there's not going to be enough tables and not enough friendly people, and there always is. It's so friendly, so well provisioned. They got food there from the hotel, but also snacks. We're gonna have a right good laugh 24 hours. Although you'll probably feel it in the last couple.
Yeah. It's gonna be my first marathon, so I'm gonna look forward to it.
It is the 24-hour board game marathon.co.uk. So get
you
yourself
can get
there.
the tickets, can't you? You get the tickets
Yep.
all online, and I think it's £24 for 24 hours, and you can kind of do that in several denominations. But
yeah,
12
or 6. Basically.
Yeah, so it all goes to Cots for Tots charity, which is just an amazing charity that saves babies.
Yeah,
So
there we go.
Proud to support and can't wait.
There we go. Yeah, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to be pretty blue-eyed the next day.
Yeah.
Red-eyed.
Yeah, red-eyed. It's been the bags under mine. They're more pronounced probably, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe
So-
we'll leave the rums.
We'll leave no rums.
No rums.
No rums. That concludes the episode. So thank you guys for listening. We've had a great time as usual. If you want to contact us, so send us any questions or anything else, just send us anything. We'll read it. Why not?
We do.
Yeah, exactly. The email is players@whosturn.co.uk. Facebook, Whose Turn Is It Anyway podcast. Insta, @Whose Turn podcast. And TikTok, @Whose Turn Is It Anyway. You can also get us at Board Game Geek, Whose Turn Is It Anyway. And that's it. So, whose turn is it anyway?
Me!
It's yours?
Always.
No, I don't think so. I think it's mine.